earlier, and you deserve an advocate. Because every accident has a ripple effect. It affects your time, your health, your ability to make money, everything. That's where the advocates can help. Thanks to our decades of experience, we know what your case is worth, and will fight to get you every penny you deserve. Consultations are simple and always free, because you're not just a client to us, you're a person, and you deserve the best help you can get. You deserve an advocate.
This is the Monty Show, the truth in sports talk streaming. When you want unbiased opinions about your favorite team without the spin, all you have to do is find the Monty Show, streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. And now, here's Monty.
Hey, happy Friday to you, the Monty Show, live on your YouTube machine. As always, we are presented by The Advocates. TheAdvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business, where you never pay a penny out of pocket to work with The Advocates. You never reach in your pocket to whip out a credit card or pay The Advocates. No friends, no consultation fees, no retainers. You don't pay The Advocates unless and until they win your case at theadvocates.com, where you can chat with an attorney live online 24/7, 365. And again, I say we're going into a weekend where a lot of people are going to be traveling here in the great state of Utah. It is going to be beautiful weather this weekend. Finally, we'll be in the mid to upper 50s again before going down to 35 on Monday, which is fine, with a snowstorm next weekend. But there's going to be a lot of people on the road. You get into an accident, you get into an accident with a semi-truck. You get into an accident where somebody runs a red light. I cannot tell you how difficult it is to drive. I think every single day I see somebody run a red light. It's wild. You didn't deserve to be in that accident, but you do deserve an advocate. Hook it up at theadvocates.com. A happy Friday to you. Some shout outs before we get to the Michigan Wolverines. Harry Austin, first one in, says, might as well shut it down as it's downhill from the high point of the day. Yeah, very well could be. For you San Antonians, you're not winning basketball games ever. So, Mike Smith, what's up with you? Robert Fowler, man, this Michigan thing sounds really bad. No, it doesn't, actually. I don't know what Michigan thing sounds really bad. But let's get to it. Michigan has another scandal brewing in its athletic department, and this time it is centered around the Michigan basketball program. And it just seems like Michigan and Warde Manuel make more problems than they absolutely know how to solve. It's wild. This time there are reportedly internal investigations and leaks, if you will, in the athletic department that are leading to stories being formulated about a cultural problem in the Michigan basketball program. This is not new. This is not a secret, but now it's all coming to light. We know about Juwan Howard and strength and conditioning coaches. We know about incidents in practices. We know about incidents in handshake lines. Juwan Howard has been nothing short of an abject failure, specifically this season, where this may be the worst season in the history of Michigan basketball, overseen by Juwan Howard. But now we are starting to hear rumblings about investigations into off-court issues and issues with players away from the program, issues about the way that players are treated and the conditions that they are subjected to. This does not sound good. And what it sounds like is another incident of a lack of institutional control by Warde Manuel in the athletic department. And I just don't know where you go if you are Michigan, because it's fine if you're going to lose basketball games. The Big Ten is not exactly a basketball juggernaut, as we have talked about, but it's not fine when you have issues related to how the basketball coach and management team in the basketball department is treating players and how those players are acting away from the arena. It just seems like, Jake, this is getting worse and worse, and it's piling on to what is already a significant amount of issues in the Michigan athletic department.
And I don't understand when Michigan's going to do something about this. I mean, at what point do you fire Warde Manuel? At what point do you get control of your athletic department? At what point do you say, hey, Like, we're tired of having scandals. We're tired of being the ones at the center of a cheating scandal. We're tired of being the ones that are investigated by the FBI. We're tired of being the ones that are having our reputation tarnished, because that's all this is. Whether like you can name a million different problems. You can look at, hey, it's off the court issues with the basketball players. It's this with the hockey players. It was that with the football team. Like, I don't know what needs to take place for, the chancellors or the upper management at Michigan to say, yeah, like, our athletic department is being run really poorly, and it hurts our university seemingly on a monthly, if not daily basis, the last probably 6 months or so. And it's a bad look. And by the way, all this is happening in a time when the landscape in college football is changing, and in a time when basketball is more important than ever. So to me, it's shocking that we have to sit here and talk about yet another issue in your athletic department. And I get it. There are other athletic departments around the country who lost $240 million or are in bad shapes or whatever the case might be. But Michigan is a top tier brand. Michigan is one of the blue bloods. And yet here we are talking about another issue. And I'm just curious how long it's going to take. Like, does Warde Manuel get fired after the basketball season's over? Is that how this is going to get handled, or what? What's going to be done about it? And I think that's the part, if I was a Michigan fan, that I would be most frustrated with. Not even that your basketball team is underachieving or that Juwan Howard hasn't really lived up to it. None of that, right? Even though that's a problem. The issue is that there is always something happening that is nefarious and not top-notch in your athletics department. And it's going to continue to haunt you until you do something about it.
Yeah, and I think the bigger story here is you have a guy in Warde Manuel who's been at Michigan going on a decade now. I think this is his 8th year in Ann Arbor as the athletic director. He is now the chairman of the College Football Playoff Committee. I mean, this is a guy that has got some sway as far as college football and, really determining who wins the national championship or who has the opportunity to compete for a national championship. I think we all know the well-documented issues in the football department at Michigan. I think it was absolutely a slap in the face to Warde and the University of Michigan that Jim Harbaugh moved on. Even though, every diehard Michigan football fan was certain he was coming back, he was never going back. I think Warde Manuel thought that he could somehow save that. He didn't. You have multiple scandals in the football department, whether it be the sign stealer guy, whether it is the recruiting dark period during COVID, whether it is this FBI computer crimes thing with Matt Weiss. I mean, your football department is ravaged by scandal, right? You've fired coaches and staffers over it. Now we're looking at a basketball scandal that talks about players' health and safety and talks about behavior away from the game. And your head basketball coach is nothing short of a lightning rod. And this is in a culture at the University of Michigan where now we're starting to wonder about the ethics and the morality of the general business practices when it comes to athletics at Michigan. Is it win at all cost? Is it save face at all costs? Because that's what this appears to be. If you do not fire Juwan Howard, and Warde Manuel this week said exactly what you would expect him to say. When he was asked by the Athletic, I think it was Auerbach who asked him, hey, are you considering making a change with the basketball coach? He said, I have not thought about firing Juwan Howard. I would not disrespect him like that. That's exactly what Warde Manuel should say. If you do not fire his ass the day this season is over, Warde Manuel should be held 100% accountable, as he should be anyway. But Warde Manuel should lose his job for malfeasance if he is not terminating Juwan Howard the day this season is over. Because even if it is just physical altercations, even if it is just grabbing a kid, even it's just this strength and conditioning coach situation, you're the University of Michigan. Do you not hold yourself to a higher standard than that?
Well, we've been asking that question for how long now? And it doesn't seem like they do. It doesn't seem like there's a sense of prestige or class or, any type of pride taken in what your athletics department is doing. Yet we're cool We're cool, having Sharon Moore crying on the field after games, and we're cool,
It's wild.
having all these cute little moments, but nobody wants to talk about the nonsense that goes on in the program. And this is why I say, I don't care if you're a Michigan fan or if you're an Ohio State fan, or if you read some dumb Ohio State board that gives you some crazy information about what's going on or not going on in the basketball program. The conversation is that this is a blue blood in college athletics doing allegedly really bad stuff outside of on the field activities.
And I think we've been hearing about this basketball thing for several months now. Like, I think when we got to the first of the year, certainly Juwan Howard was already a mess, and he's been a mess for a couple of seasons. That's not new. But now when you're hearing some pretty serious allegations, and I'm going to be frank with you, we're not going to detail those because it is almost impossible to corroborate the level of allegations that we are hearing. And that's why we're not being specific. We're not, as you guys are well aware, we take our sourcing very seriously on this show. We do not just roll out, half-baked, hey, we think this, or it doesn't work like that. We're talking about very serious allegations in their basketball department. And I think you are at a point now where you have to take action. And if Warde Manuel does not, I don't know how long Michigan can allow this to happen. And I don't care if he's the chairman of the College Football Playoff Committee. I really don't care. I think Warde Manuel at some point lost his way as an athletic director. And I think whether it was win at all cost, whether it was support Jim Harbaugh at all cost, whether it was getting embarrassed in court, whatever you want to point to, Warde Manuel lost his way at Michigan. He lost himself as an athletic director because the guy he was at UConn is not the guy he is right now at Michigan. He's not. And he is somebody that when he took this job, he was looked at as a high-level operator. And he was looked at as a good athletic administrator. And I don't see anything good about the athletic department in Michigan right now.
And I think he's got a responsibility to make it good. I think that too often now, and especially in college athletics, guys want to come in, take a job, and then they want to leave. And they want to leave their last job in a dumpster fire. And so whether that's Jim Harbaugh, I don't know if that's going to be Warde Manuel or not. I'm not saying he's that guy, but what I am saying is that if he gets fired at the end of the basketball season, let's say as an example, you left the athletic department in a far worse position than it was when you got it. And no, I don't care that you won a national championship in football, because that national championship is going to have a heavy price to pay, and you're not going to be the one to pay that price. And no, losing your job over it is not paying the price. Paying the price would be keeping your job and dealing with a huge downturn in football because you're not capable of winning games because you're being sanctioned.
I think you have to, if you are Michigan and you're going to keep Warde Manuel, you have to have him step aside from the College Football Playoff Committee because the entirety of his focus needs to be in Ann Arbor. You have got to fix whatever this is that is happening in your football department. Whatever this is that's going on in basketball. I mean, you brought in Juwan Howard. You fired a guy in John Beilein. Like, you think about where this program has been for some time now. When's the last time that Michigan was relevant? And you finally welcome the Fab Five back in, and you finally set some things right. And then all of this has just been allowed to go on in what feels like, and I'm sure behind the scenes, it has not gone unchecked. I would assume that Warde Manuel, as the athletic director, is stepping in and having conversations and taking decisive action in these situations, or he'd have been gone already.
Mm-hmm.
But we have heard repeatedly over the last 6 months, and the rumblings of this at Michigan started during the football season with this Jim Harbaugh cheating scandal. There is a large swath of administration and staff at Michigan who did not support going to court and spending money defending Jim Harbaugh. I don't know how they would have a different opinion of Juwan Howard. And just from an on-court perspective, what he's done in handshake lines would get most coaches sanctioned on some level. But then this thing with the strength and conditioning coach and, I mean, just grabbing players, arguing, his demeanor, Juwan Howard, before he got to Michigan, was one of the hottest coaching candidates in the country. How did we get here at Michigan?
Yeah, we got here at Michigan because they give their head coaches a free pass to do what they want to do.
That's what it appears.
And the formula of, hey, former Michigan man who played here now can come back and be a coach, and we can live out the Cinderella story. And never mind all the nonsense and all the violations and all the terrible things you do when no TV cameras are watching. We're not going to talk about all that. But as long as you win, we're gonna go to the grave for you. We're gonna do everything that we can do to keep you and defend us, even if it makes us look like idiots. And that's where I say, hey, if you treat this Juwan Howard situation the same way that you treated the Jim Harbaugh situation, it will not end well for you. So I don't know. That's why I say when we talk about Warde Manuel's job and just how hot the seat is, I'm not confident the seat is that hot, because if the seat was hot,
you really don't think so?
No, because here's why. Because if the seat was hot, you would have been done after the football season. They would have said, hey, you know what? Yeah, we got all this stuff happening in the football program, and football right now is really the biggest, the thing that pays for everything, and we can't jeopardize that. And we can't be seen to be a program that cheats, that does things below board, if you will. But he's still
below board.
He's still here.
That's awesome.
He's still doing this. And so to me, I look at it and I say, maybe his seat's not hot. Maybe the people at Michigan are cool with this. Maybe the narrative is, hey, Ward, we need to win. And to win in college athletics these days, it's a do whatever it takes mentality, even if that gets us in trouble, and we'll put out the fires when they get here.
And the hard part about Juwan Howard is you're just 2 seasons, not even 2 full seasons removed from the Sweet 16. And the year before that, the Elite 8. And now all of a sudden you find yourself an absolute dumpster fire, and you had talent coming in and everybody was excited, and this thing is just fallen apart. And the hard part for Michigan is Juwan Howard has actually won games for you. It's not like he's a bad coach. He's a bad manager. And I think that's when it comes to managing human beings, I think that's the real issue, is that he is a bad manager. And he is in my opinion, he's a bad maker of men. When you look at the example that Juwan Howard sets with his own conduct, that's a problem. And I think it's more of a problem than the success of the Elite 8 and the Sweet 16 and winning a Big Ten championship. I think it's far more of a problem than that. And if these investigations come out and detail off-court behavior that is problematic in the basketball department, as we are hearing may be the case, and if those allegations are what we're being told they are, and again, I'm not trying to be deceptive, or if those allegations are what we're being told they are, I don't know how you keep Warde Manuel. If he keeps a lid on the basket, I think if you fire Juwan Howard, I think all hell's going to break loose, because you're going to lose most of your roster. I don't think there's any question about that. And frankly, I can't see a way that you keep him now, because when you get the media and the NCAA poking their nose around an athletic department, the athletic director knows about the issues they're looking into. You would hope, right? You can't make the argument, to me anyway, that Warde Manuel was completely just some innocent bystander in these football scandals.
Look at what they did with Jim Harbaugh's contract. Look at what they tried to do to keep him. Like, they're sending a clear message about how they want to operate their athletic department. And notice, I'm not saying their football team, their athletic department. Win at all costs. We don't care what it takes. We will figure it out when the fires are here. We'll find a way to put it out. I'm past saying, oh man, this was just a Jim Harbaugh issue. No, you knew what Jim Harbaugh was. You allowed him to do what he did, and then you tried to defend him. and you still haven't fired Warde Manuel. And now we're sitting here not even a month later talking about an alleged scandal in your basketball program. And that's what bothers me, dude. Like, it's just okay. It's cool in Michigan Wolverine Nation to have issues. It's fine. Hey, are you winning? Like, that's his biggest problem right now. Like, you're not exactly lighting the world on fire in basketball, dude.
No, you're not.
That's your problem. So we can't have losing and issues. If you win, you can have issues. That's why I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised if you moved on from Juwan Howard, you kept Warde Manuel, and he continues to be your puppet, right? That's what I'm saying. This is a higher level issue.
Continues to be your puppet.
Yeah.
I think the reason that I don't believe necessarily that Warde Manuel's in trouble at Michigan. And I say that because if you were unhappy with or questioning his performance, you would not have allowed him to become the chairman of the College Football Playoff Committee. You would not have allowed him to do that. You would not have allowed him to travel. You would not have allowed him to. And yeah, and how many of you right now are like, well, dude, can Michigan control that? You're goddamn right, Michigan controls that. He has to go and tell his boss. I would assume Santa Ono, the president at Michigan, would have signed off and said, yeah, sure, go for it, Warde. I would think. You can't tell me in any way, shape, or form that he would have just done that and Ono would have been like, oh, wow, look at that. I just got an update that Warde Manuel's on the College Football Playoff Committee. That's pretty cool. Doesn't work like that, right? And are you also going to tell me that Warde Manuel, when his basketball team is what, 8-19, 5-8 at Chrysler Arena? Are you kidding me? Come on, you don't survive that if you're Juwan Howard. All right, one other angle on this I want to get to before we get to your comments. Number one, hit the like button. We've had over 500 people watch the show. What are we, 21 likes? Come on, you guys. Hit the like button. 19 likes, excuse me.
Man.
19 likes with over 575 people watching the show. Hit the like button. That'd be great. One other thing about this that I think is interesting. The NCAA Committee on Infractions considering rules to punish non-athletic personnel. How are you going to do that? You are the athletic management body of college athletics and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Your job is to protect and administrate college athletics. How are you going to suspend the president of a university? How are you going to suspend the athletic director of a university? How are you going to enforce that?
Yeah, I think that this is this play out of the NCAA is directly off the Michigan scandal.
So you do.
I think it's 100% correlated, targeted. Okay. So the Michigan cheating scandal and the Matt Weiss situation with the FBI, that whole thing in the football program. What they're saying with this rule and with this set of rules, I should say, is that, hey, we're not just going to focus on Jim and Matt Weiss and sign stealer guy and Warde Manuel.
Sign stealer guy.
We're not just focusing on the guys who were at the middle of this. We're focusing on the administrators that allowed it to happen, because our job is to keep athletics on the straight and narrow. And if an administrator, if Santa Ono, let's say, and I'm not saying he knew about every little detail, but again, it's the old whether Jim knew or didn't know, it doesn't matter. Dude, if Santa Ono is going to sit there and be like, yeah, I had no idea. But Santa Ono, we have line item budgets on paper for sending Buddy out to go steal signs and sending people out to go do things to help Michigan's football team. How did you not know? That's why they're doing this. It's hey, everybody in the web of nefarious activities is going to be caught. Everybody. That's why they're doing this, in my opinion.
Santa Ono is a very interesting figure because you guys recognize, I think he's only been the president at Michigan for 18 months. I mean, you walked into a scandal, right? Your former president was removed by the Board of Regents. You were installed in about 18 months ago, a little less than that. It was October of 2022. And this is all you've been dealing with. You have had tumult and controversy in your athletic department from day one. And it is amazing to me that you walked into this, and I think all that did was raise the level of influence and power of Warde Manuel at Michigan. And I think that's why you have the issues in the athletic department you have, because you don't have a president that has any oversight over athletics. None. Zero. Warde Manuel runs Michigan athletics. And I think that is a very interesting component. And this rules package, I don't know how you look at this rules package and think it's anything but directed right at Michigan athletics. I don't know how you would look at this any other way, because I still can't find a way to connect A plus B equals sanctioning a president at a university through the NCAA. How are you going to do that?
Maybe you don't sanction them directly, but maybe you pile onto the discipline. Hey, Santa Ono's role in this was X, Y, and Z. Because of that, here's the additional punishment. Obviously, you can't keep someone off the field or out of the building who doesn't go in the building and doesn't play in the game, right? Obviously, that's not possible.
What are you going to say? You can't come and watch your basketball team or your football team?
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like, hey, they're going to suspend him 2 weeks. It's just going to be, hey, I'm telling you, it is going to be cold-blooded, clean, methodical, and thorough. There's going to be a piece of paper that says, here are all the people that are involved. Here's what they did. Here's the penalty for those activities. The NCAA does not care. I'm telling you, they do not give a damn who you are.
Yeah, and I think if you're the NCAA and you know that Warde Manuel and Santa Ono, for example, were complicit in sign stealer guy, let's say, for an example. Let's say that the NCAA knew that. You're just going to cripple the football department.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think you can say to Santa Ono, hey, here's a $10 million fine. Pay it out of your personal checking account. He's not doing that. He's not doing that. You don't have, like, and the other part of this is, like, Warde Manuel, I could see you being able to sanction an athletic director. I could see putting a show cause notice on an athletic director. I can see saying that athletic director, we're going to put in a monitor, and that athletic director can have no oversight for 6 months, thereby forcing Michigan to fire their athletic director. Okay, I can see that. I could absolutely see that. I cannot see you saying, okay, yeah, the athletic director can't have any oversight of the program for 6 months and then doing nothing to enforce that or make sure that that's in place.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't see how, I just don't know how one gets to the other. That's my point. So your thoughts on that? As always, we tell you that our comment section is brought to you by our friends at PrizePicks. PrizePicks.com. Use the promo code Monty for the very best daily fantasy experience. So close, but yet so far away last night. I don't know how you get. Yeah, I love PrizePicks in the NBA. I'm never taking another Jazz player in PrizePicks.
Telling you, it's one of the most unpredictable things to do.
Lauri Markkanen did not help me last night in any way, shape, or form. How did the Utah Jazz, we're going to talk about it. How did they lose to Charlotte? PrizePicks is amazing. I love it. It's very simply Lauri Markkanen's going to have 44 points, rebounds, and assists combined. Less or more. It's that simple in every aspect. You know what I've really gotten into here? Excuse me. Golf. I love how many pars, more or less, 17 pars or better, more or less. How many putts, more or less. Like, I love it. And they don't, the funny thing is, PrizePicks doesn't offer you putts at every tournament. Like, they're in Mexico. Tony Finau, let's go, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't believe on PrizePicks that you can get putts today. Like, it's crazy how they know which courses and which tournaments putting's going to be an issue in. But they do. That's the greatness of PrizePicks. Download the app and then join our members-only group on Instagram, where, like, who's our Harper?
Joseph Harper.
Joseph Harper, dominating on PrizePicks. Punk. Meanwhile, I sit here and suffer in silence. I'll go on like 10 straight wins on Prize Picks, and then I'll lose like 4 straight, 5 straight.
Yeah, the 2 extras in golf today are greens in regulation and fairways hit.
Greens in regulation.
Yeah.
That's going to be very difficult.
Yeah.
That's going to be very difficult. All right. First in today is Matt Ritson. What's worse, Michigan AD or Arizona and Arizona State AD?
Well, the Arizona
That's
thing is
tough.
just stupidity. It's you did that to yourself. They didn't try to cheat anyone. They didn't try to, they're like, I think those two are different because the Arizona thing is them just screwing themselves. Whereas Michigan is cheating and trying to get an upper hand and undermining the sport. So if you're asking me which is worse, Michigan's worse for college football, no question.
Yeah.
But in terms of health of program, yeah, Arizona screwed themselves something terrible.
Payson Cougar fan. Oh my God, it's too early. Need that Monty fix in the afternoon. Yeah, not available. Not available. Big Daddy Magic, it's time to play the game. Yes, it is. Adam Monks, good morning to you from the GZ. Good morning, Monty. Like and share. Let's go. Yes, please do. Mike Smith, so glad I blocked some of those Michigan trolls. The Michigan trolls are tough on this show.
Yeah, if you expect to have a logical and reasonable conversation with Michigan fan, you're mistaken.
Old White. Jake looks like he had too many shots of bad whiskey last night.
Yeah, it's Friday. We get up early. I'm a little tired today.
Jake's been in a pissy-ass mood since he got here. It's fine. Dakota Tubbs, happy Friday, you knuckleheads. I agree. Ron Loney, oh boy, Ron Loney's here. I'm surprised your first comment isn't something, usually your first comment rips Joe Biden or something. You get hit by a semi and you have bigger problems than insurance. Yeah, I don't think you do, because your insurance company is not going to back you up and help you get healthy. I don't know when it became the rule that I have to drive. When I go down to St. George to play golf next weekend, I guarantee you it's going to snow. I already looked at the forecast. The drive home will be miserable.
Mm-hmm.
And I will wind up having to avoid like 10 kamikaze truck drivers. It's a real problem. And I think people don't think about the issues that you have on the freeway when you get in an accident with a truck driver, man.
Yeah.
It's brutal. Mike Smith, Mountain Mama. How does Michigan AD still have his job, both football and basketball scandals?
Because it's the culture at Michigan from the top down.
It is.
Win at all costs. We do not care how you get that done. Again, it is the mentality of we will deal with the fires when they're raging. Go get us something. And that's why I'm saying Juwan's biggest problem is not all the dumbass things he's been doing. His problem is they're not winning. So if you win, you can have all these problems. But if you lose and you have all these problems, now you're getting fired.
No, I think Warde Manuel's biggest problem is Warde Manuel. That's what I think. I think Warde Manuel feels to me like that guy who doesn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. That's what it feels like to me. You should have fired.
Well, it's like it's either that or it's Warde. I'm telling you, and I know it sounds crazy, and I'm happy to be called an idiot on this one. I really am starting to feel like Warde Manuel is one of those dudes that was put in place just to be the bridge between the two, right? Santa Ono and above, Warde Manuel is their dude, right? Hey, Warde, what's happening over here? Like, how big is the problem? Like, imagine Warde Manuel walking into a boardroom with like Santa Ono and several other bigwigs at Michigan and talking about the state of the athletic department. Like, is Warde in a place where he can be like, yeah, here's the issues we're facing. Jim did X, Y, and Z, but this is what the media knows about. This is what the NCAA knows about as far as I'm concerned. Like, is that the conversation? Or is it more like, hey, Warde, the athletics department is burning to the ground. What are we doing about this? Because I think it's conversation A. I think that they're comfortable with it. They're good with it. And they're just trying to find their way through the storm. And all they want to do is just win. And if you win, you're good.
And I look at the incident at Wisconsin with Juwan Howard, where Warde Manuel did not take decisive action. He waited for the Big Ten. And if you remember, and the details are a bit hazy, but Juwan Howard was suspended for the rest of the regular season, fined a significant amount of money. I think it was like $30,000, $40,000. After he got into an incident in the handshake line where he hit one of the Badgers in the face. and you had to liaison with the Big Ten to figure out discipline. Nah, dude, you're done. Juwan Howard, the moment that happened, I would have fired Juwan Howard. When you physically put your hands on an opponent after a game, you're done. It's this Isaiah Stewart thing, right, in the NBA where he won't be charged. Charges were dropped, but he's suspended 3 games. Like, it was no doubt he was going to miss time and pay a fine. You had to talk to the Big Ten about that, Ward?
But at least with the Stewart thing, like, Stewart knows what's going to go down. Like, if you're going to go into the tunnel and try to get into a fight, you know you're going to get fined. You know you're going to get suspended. And I think the only thing people were surprised about initially is that there were actual charges. So to me, that's like a player, like, that's different because that's a player going into the tunnel knowing that he's gonna get beat over the head for what he's about to do. But I truly wonder, because like when we do these shows, like when we were doing the Michigan cheating scandal stuff, every day I would think about, man, like, if you're Jim Harbaugh and you were coming into the building every day and doing your job, were you just like, yeah, dude, we're good. We can put this on paper because we know that we're taken care of.
All I know is if you're gonna assault, allegedly, another, and I want to say it was an assistant coach at Wisconsin, and your athletic director has to talk to the Big Ten. You're Michigan. Do you really need somebody else's opinion to act? You shouldn't. Steve Stepanek says, "Hey Monty, good morning. Good morning to you." Let's see, Wayne Russell. Don't forget the sexual abuse, rape allegations. There are none in the hockey program. Please don't bring this to our show because I'm not going to read your comments on that. Michigan has a dirty athletic department. No way. I know it's shocking, right? I know it's absolutely shocking. Tanner Plummer, good morning. Have you recovered from Real Salt Lake's debauchery? Oh, but Ryan Smith, he's a championship owner.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
That's bullshit.
He's part of the ownership group at Real Salt Lake. We're going to win cups everywhere.
Yeah, right.
Like at the bar. Like you win those logo cups with the... Never mind. Michigan just can't stay out of trouble. No, they can't. Ron Loney, Juwan Howard and Jim Harbaugh always had a problem shaking hands. They have had issues shaking hands. Like, Mike Smith, Michigan is freaky naughty. Freaky naughty. Okay. Mike also says raising the bar of dysfunction. Indeed. What does Mr. Downtown, what does the NCAA even do? It's like they play Galaga all day and then, oh snap, then they realize they have to work. I don't think, see, this is, I guess, a different conversation, but I don't think the NCAA does a bad job. We just don't like their process.
Yeah, I think their process, is very archaic. It's caveman because it's so slow. And that's the issue we've always had with it. Hey, like, X happened in January and we're not seeing punishment until next January. Like, it's way too slow. But I would agree. I mean, I don't think they do a bad job. I mean, when the punishment comes down, what's the reaction? Oh, this is way too heavy-handed. How could they do that? Like, okay, cool. If you don't like the process and the punishment, that's fine. But that's their process. And by the way, they're reforming the process. Why do you think they're rolling out new rules packages and like speeding it up?
And the 99% of their other work is really good. You don't even know half the other stuff that they do. The point is, you don't like their enforcement division. That's what you don't like. D-Rock Irish says sanctioning Santa. Yeah. That dude walked into a dumpster fire and I just don't think has ever taken control of it. Like, you've got to get your hands around Warde Manuel and either fire him or you have got to make him act in kind. That to me, that's important. That you've got to find a way to keep your athletic department within the rules and regulations like everybody else does. And if you're not, at least don't get caught constantly, right? That's what's so amazing to me. Dirk McLovin, this Michigan thing has many levels. Ward wanted to get rid of Harbaugh. Harbaugh wanted to get rid of Ward. And meanwhile, you had people on the board that would like to get rid of football. I think you have a situation with Warde Manuel where Jim Harbaugh humiliated him. And I don't know that I would agree that the board, there is an issue that I think the people that administer and run Michigan as an institution of an educational institution, and it is an elite one, want nothing to do with this. And I think it's why you were so mediocre for so long, because you just simply didn't have a need or a want to do what needs to be done. Right? It's not what I say it every day, I feel like. It's not what you're capable of, it's what you're willing to do. Michigan for decades was not willing to do what had to be done. And then you hired Jim Harbaugh, who couldn't do what needed to be done. So we went and did what had to be done to get done what you wanted to get done and stuff. And apparently that included overseeing a football department with a massive cheating scandal. So now here we are, and you have this basketball issue, and you have a massive multi-level investigations into your football department. You got to fire the athletic director.
Yeah.
Period. I don't think they will. Tanner, do the Michigan Trolls care about basketball? I'm sure they do. Mike Smith, J2H is in red ass mode. He is. Always. Why are you in a crappy mood today?
I didn't know I was in a crappy mood, and then apparently I was. So, yeah, I'm tired of Michigan. I'm tired of it. I'm over it. Like, I'm tired of talking about some great, educational institution, and they are. I completely agree with that. They're one of the best educational institutions in the country. There's no disputing that. Like, I full respect on that portion of the conversation, 100%. But I'm just over the concept of, we're gonna go and burn the field. We're gonna bounce, and then when people run us down, I didn't do that.
Me?
I would never. I didn't line item budgets. I would never.
Me?
This is America's team. These kids deserve better. Like, it's incredible to me that we always have to do this.
We do.
And it's like, and it's both sides. It's Stanford going to the ACC. Stanford's got no business being in the ACC. You're a West Coast institution. That's one of the best educational institutions in the land. And you're not good athletically in recent times, but you have been good historically.
What do you always say about Stanford?
You don't win anything. And so Michigan wasn't winning anything. And so what did they do? They went and got the hyenas out of the pros and brought them back. They paid a price, and now they're going to continue to pay a price.
But they won.
So,
And now, obviously, Juwan's not won an NCAA tournament, but he's gone to the 8 and the 16.
It's what I asked. Was everything that's coming to you for the football thing worth your 5 minutes of glory on one night?
I don't know. Was it?
I don't know. I don't know. That it's not real. I don't think it was. I think it's more. I'd rather be Ryan Day in Ohio State. I'd rather be the guy that's in the college football playoff regularly, doesn't ever win it,
making money,
but you're making money. You're relevant. You're able to go get the Will Howards of the world and be relevant and have all this talent. Chip Kelly, like, you're able to go and operate and do all this stuff and run a clean program.
I'd far rather be Ohio State than
Michigan. By the way, Michigan fan, if you want to say, oh, well, Ohio State does nefarious stuff, well, as far as I'm concerned, they don't, because they haven't been caught if they are doing those things.
And the other part of this is Jim Harbaugh couldn't beat Ohio State until sign stealer guy showed up at Western Michigan.
And I still haven't heard an explanation about Central Michigan.
And Central Michigan. We've asked Central Michigan multiple times. We've asked multiple times. They I don't know their email server must be down.
Yeah.
They don't want to talk about it.
Jim seems like an AOL guy, so that's probably the issue.
Chad Carter, good morning. Love the morning show as it lines up with my commute. Appreciate you, Chad. Welcome to Friday. Hope your commute goes well. Woody Hayes likes your style, Juwan. Seriously. Remember Woody Hayes at Ohio State? Tanner Plummer, ends justify the means mentality at me.
That's what I mean.
Michigan.
That's exactly what I mean.
That's a great point, Tanner.
That's exactly what I'm talking about, Tanner.
Does it? And I think this will be the long-lasting question, because at some point the Committee on Infractions is coming for that.
But like, when you look at Michigan,
will it be worth it?
Dude, when you look at Alabama under Saban, we never had any of this nonsense. Kirby, for the most part,
team all SRT,
right? Outside of that, and I love joking about that first team all SRT.
Well, there's people who are dead,
right? So So you killed people and you did things, but outside of that, your program's been pretty clean. You haven't had
Back-to-back
any cheating.
national championships.
Yeah, like it's been pretty good in Athens. But Nick Saban set the gold standard. Hey, we're going to be relevant every single year. We're going to win a bunch of national championships. We're always in the conversation, and we're never in the negative media.
And what has Saban said about dealing with players who have off-field issues? I'm going to stand by that kid. I'm going to hold that kid accountable. And if he shapes up, we're not going to ship him out. But what did he say about Brandon Miller at Alabama basketball? No
Great
such
example.
thing. No such thing as the wrong place at the wrong time. And if you had done that at Michigan, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. That's the amazing thing. Mountain Mama says J2H is right. Winning cures a lot of woes. Certainly it does. Certainly it does. Mike also says, so Howard's application for Walmart greeter is not looking good.
Nope.
You knocked an assistant coach upside his head. Dakota Tubbs. How's Vladdy this morning? He's feeling okay? Any more leg cramps? Time and time again, the big shows they are okay with adults touching kids.
That's facts. I mean, as much as that's
Wow.
jokes, that's facts.
On and off the court.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, and again, this is what I always say about the
Wow.
the media cycle. Look at how there's been nothing on Northwestern for how long now? You fired Buddy. They wore those shirts, and now there's been nothing on that situation.
What did they say yesterday? The cucumber car wash?
Yeah, exactly.
You
The
know.
cucumber car wash, right? The obstacles in the shower stalls, right? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, the Michigan cheating thing is not as bad as the Northwestern shower stall situation. Anytime you're involving Penn State style situations.
No, anytime you're involving multiple men and their penises, things are not good in your football
So then let me get
department.
this right. Multiple men and their penises 20 years ago, and now you want to rename the field Joe Pa Field. That's exactly what I'm talking about in the Big Ten.
Pedo State at its finest.
Come on, man.
Right?
Come on.
Jeremiah Champion, good morning. It's Friday morning, gentlemen. Looking forward to the show. Grum, thank you for being here, Jeremiah. Pew, pew. Tanner Plummer, I've recovered from RSL's collapse, but I haven't recovered from the Jazz last night.
Dude.
Probably should go see your proctologist if you want to recover
You give
from
us
the
10
Jazz.
minutes and we're going to talk about the Jazz.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Mike Smith, NCAA does not subscribe to the instant gratification philosophy. No, they don't. Jawan needs to get processed.
Yeah, exactly.
Processed. Brandon Butler. Good morning, Brandon. Also recovering from RSL's piping. NCAA has to be methodical. They need to take their time. If they are going for a scalp, they want to make sure the university can't fight back.
Cold-blooded, clean, methodical, and thorough.
That's a great point, Dirk McLovin. The NCAA is looking at Michigan and should have a decision by 2028.
Well said.
Right. Dirk also says, would I trade 3 years of probation for a natty? Most SEC fans would say, hell yeah.
Well,
I don't know. Would you?
Most SEC fans don't have to because they're busy winning natties in a clean program. That's the problem.
Driving SRTs.
So,
allegedly. Anyway, Sean Rollins gifted a Monty Show membership. Yeah, whatever happened to Gifting Friday?
I don't know.
Remember we used to all give away memberships on Fridays? Hook it up. If you don't know how our membership works, by the way, first thing you need to do is hit the like button because we like that. I mean, we have almost 1,000 views and 48 likes.
Come on.
You guys, hit the like button. And then what we usually do on Fridays is we give away memberships, right? Or we give away Amazon gift cards. Bro, did you guys see the Amazon truck get cut in half? Have you guys seen this? Do we have that video?
Yes.
We do have that. Did you guys see this video? Here's your Amazon guy. Yeah, we're just driving down the road. He's wearing Jazz colors. Everything's fine. Oh, all of a sudden, hey, what's that big thing coming? Oh.
Note the panic.
Whoa! Yeah, your van's gone. Your van is gone, sir. Where's the back half of your van, sir?
Bud.
Hey, buddy. Did you notice he lost his? Well, you can't see it from the hanging mirror. But I agree with you. There was that moment of panic. Did you also notice that he lost his beanie? He got hit so damn hard that he lost his now he's got a purple beanie on. And thankfully the face mask is there to protect his chin. But look, we're fine. We're fine. And oh boy. Where'd the beanie go?
My first question is, where did the train come from and how did you miss it?
He's coming down the track.
Like, bro, how?
What are you thinking right here if you're this Amazon driver? You just got sawed in half.
Yeah, I don't know that he has thoughts. I think that
Look
he's
at him
processing like what just happened.
Look at him throwing his hand up and down in the air like, what? Yeah, let me take this seatbelt off. Let me go ahead and evacuate the eviscerated vehicle.
So when you're bitching about your Amazon package being late, think about Buddy here.
I'm amazed. We can laugh at this now because Buddy's not dead. If you're and I know we have a lot of Amazon drivers that listen to the show. I appreciate you. That's one of the craziest videos I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Look at that. There you go. Brandon Butler gifts 10 Monty Show memberships.
Let's go. Who's next?
Appreciate that. Thank you very much for doing that. Old White. That feeling you get when you drop the soap in the shower room. Easy. I mean, you're not wrong. Giggity. Dude needs to call the advocates.
100%.
Like, seriously. Hello? Sir, there's a train coming. Let me go ahead and make that left turn.
That's why I say I don't know how you missed the train.
There's a train coming. Dakota Tubbs. Dakota. Okay. That Amazon truck got cut in half like my colon after the fillet of fish Uncle Monty told me to eat. But wasn't the fillet of fish good?
I would eat 2 of them today.
I would eat 2 of them today. No, I haven't pooped yesterday. Thank you, fillet of fish. I had all my fiber in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah, you did. You said you didn't feel good after eating them, though.
No, I felt like ass. Sean Rollins, you shall not pass. Apparently not.
Yeah.
Apparently not. I want to know where his beanie went. Right? Like that's the main thing that I'm trying to figure out. Like you're wearing a beanie and then all of a sudden you're not. Everything's fine.
We're good.
Jazz are going to win at Charlotte. Jazz play Charlotte tonight. Okay, the purple beanie, we're getting an easy win.
We see the train. Yeah.
And then the beanie's just unalived. You murked your own beanie. Do you lose your job for this?
I would guess, but I'm
serious. Do you lose your job for that? Bro.
How do you? Hey, honey.
I didn't. I just didn't see the van.
Yeah, honey. How was your day? Well,
hey, Steve, I'm gonna need to know why did you drive onto the tracks there, Steve? Boss, I just didn't see the van, Steve. I didn't see the train in the van and
stuff.
The van's twin turbo. Don't they use what's the electric truck company they use to build a Rivian?
Rivian.
All the electric Amazon vans are made by Rivian. Twin turbo.
I guess.
Plug that thing. You lose your job for that, right?
Yeah.
I think you lose your job for that. Caleb, what's up, Caleb? McDonald's has 2 for $6 on those fish sandwiches, right? Do they really? Dude, I love them. I never had a fillet of fish. Why is the fillet of fish now a phenomenon on this show?
Well, because you brought it up.
Never had a fillet of fish, but all this talk the past few days makes it a must try. You got to go get it,
dude.
It was really good.
It was really good, and they do a good job with the tartar sauce, and it's good.
Big Daddy Magic.
Oh yeah, we already know.
How was your date, Big Daddy? Big Daddy Magic sent me a video. Beloved. Big Daddy Magic sent me a video the other day where he talked about the fact that he was going out on a date. And he even told me, I'm going to bring my heart rate monitor with me.
Is it possible that they could ride the D?
And he talked about the fact that, what does he always say? It's with the big guns and the
Big Daddy Magic, the heavyset one with the big gun with the sweet tongue.
And he's like, I have a date tonight, Monty. How was the date, my guy?
Yeah, I mean, did your heart rate get above 130, or what did we see?
Macaque.
The Victor World Tour stops in Jeddah this Sunday. I hope that Jeddah Jazz have a great therapist, because Victor is going to be in Walker Castle's nightmares for the rest of his life.
Victor's the way.
I wouldn't go all in on that. Walker Kessler's a bad man at the rim. He is. Mike Smith, someone on that passenger train is wondering why the hell a beanie just flew into their window. Seriously. I want to know why Buddy was Buddy. I want to know why Buddy was surprised when he knew where he parked. Does he not know that what train tracks are? He wasn't even parked on the. Do you guys see how close the train was to him? Like, look where this train saws this van in half.
So clearly he's driving.
Beautiful purple hat.
How do you miss the train? This is what I don't get.
Okay, we're fine. Uh-oh! Look how close the train came to murking him. He almost got removed from life by a train. And look, like, does your back hurt after that? Do you have a little...
By the way, where are the train gates here? Notice how there's no gates?
Apparently not. This has to be in a rural community. You got to look that up. Was this just search Amazon van train? Do you have delayed onset muscle soreness after this accident? And then the fact that the guy takes his seatbelt off and wants to climb out of the van. Like, if that doesn't make you hit the like button right here on the Monty Show, I don't know what will. It's the like button on the Monty Show.
It happened in Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. That happened in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That cannot be like downtown. That's got to be like Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. You guys you like the Menominee Falls? Anyway, fine. It's fine. Mike Smith, wife does not watch the show. However, she comes back home yesterday with 2 Filet-O-Fish Sammys for me. Winning. Wow. I like it, Mike Smith.
He was not driving a Rivian Amazon van.
He was not.
He was driving a Ram ProMaster.
Oh, those are such nice cargo vans. Those those are a Ram ProMaster. Dude, how did he not get unalived?
Oh, damn.
Okay, here we go.
We are assholes.
Why?
He's deaf in his left ear.
Oh, shit. From the accident?
No. How did it happen? Evans said he looked, but didn't see the train, and because he's deaf in his left ear, he didn't hear the train's horn.
Wow. What's this guy's name?
Evan? Yeah, Evans
Buddy.
Is his last name. Yeah, Buddy.
Oh, he's deaf in his left ear.
Yeah.
Dude that
he
abides.
Was in rural Milwaukee.
Rural Milwaukee, thank you.
So,
say Milwaukee again.
Milwaukee.
It's Milwaukee. Go ahead, Wookie.
Evans drew a map of his route on a satellite image for news station WISN, showing what looks like a really long driveway running next to the tracks for a bit, but then meeting the road almost where the tracks cross. In true rural fashion, there are no warning signs at the crossing. Locals probably know to take their time and give each direction a good long look or 3.
So because the Movo is deaf in his left ear, he's driving parallel to the tracks.
He said when he realized the train was coming, he hit the gas, which could have saved his life and been the best present he's ever had.
He realizes the train is coming.
We coming.
So the tracks are on his left right now.
Yeah. Parallel.
He's deaf in his left ear.
Turns left, and here's the train.
And now he looks back left, and he's like, uh-oh! Yeah, hit the gas, bro. Oh, my God, dude.
Yeah.
So if you're deaf in your left ear, why are you allowed to drive?
Well, because you can still do the job.
Apparently, you fucking can't do the job because you turned in front of a train.
I think I've hit it every time.
You turned in front of a train, motherfucker. Because and then your left or your left, the other left. You can still do the job. Apparently, you can't.
That's bullshit.
Right? How did they hire this guy to drive an Amazon? Well, bro, I mean,
money.
Right here is perfectly good. Problem is, train's on the left side, Evan. Well,
that's the issue, isn't it?
But Warde Manuel didn't fire me. Oh my gas. Oh my God. OG Gary, all gas, no delivery. Wasikowski, just because he's deaf, he still has eyes. I mean, but if the train's behind you, I just don't know how you so casually pull on the train
to
tracks.
a new level.
Yeah. It's a
All
ram,
gas,
not a Dodge,
no brake.
please. How do you not at least look?
He clearly looked and just missed the train, which I don't know how that's possible.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Dakota Tubbs. Whoa. Comment dump. Dakota Tubbs. We're assholes here? That checks out.
Yeah.
Me?
Exactly. I don't know. Brandon Butler. Jizzy, you can sign up for your own subscription and membership. Oh, God. What happened? Jizzy, what now?
Lizzie?
Oh, there you let's see. Hello.
Hello.
We're locked up. Too many comments. Lil Jizzy, can someone give me a 1-year membership? No, but you can sign up on your own.
Put a card on file.
That's what I'm saying.
That's right,
Be
T.
an asshole. Declined. Too real. Brandon Butler. BDM is assuming Walker is going to play more than 12 minutes.
Big Daddy Magic.
Too real. Too real. Justin Lucas, what do you think of ESPN's filing in FSU versus ACC? I think it's a nothing burger at this point. It's a nothing burger at this point. That's why we're not talking about it today. I don't know that it's a whole lot of anything. You know, Adam Monks, you would think he could feel the vibration.
Bro. But he's
Ooh.
not blind, dude.
Ooh, good. Feel the vibration. Ooh, there's a song like that, I think. You know. Dakota, Jeff Bezos, give me your tired, poor, and deaf. I'll put them in questionable situations. Hey, man, I got this blue. Listen, I know you're deaf in your left ear, but I got a rocket ship shaped like a penis. You want to go for a ride?
Macaque.
It's shaped like anyway. Ron, whoa, comment dump. Tanner Plummer. Can someone here buy me RSL season tickets? Exactly.
No.
Welcome to the Nightmare Gifts of Monty Show membership.
Nice.
Let's go. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Tanner Plummer. Can someone here buy me RSL season tickets? I can do it too. Exactly. Sean Rollins, Play Store gift cards or Apple cards work for this membership or members only group. Thank you. Little Jizzy, Tanner doesn't work. I already tried. There you go. Sorry, buddy. Should we wade knee deep? Okay, real quick. Where are you guys at on this Matt Araiza story with the Chiefs? Do you guys know the Matt Araiza story? He was the San Diego State legend, like a booming punter. He has a preseason 82-yard punt. Dude can kick a football. The problem is he was, now we know, falsely accused of sexual assault at a house party where a Jane Doe, who, again, she did not have to divulge her name, accused Matt Araiza and several other men of sexually assaulting her at a house party, where it turns out Matt Araiza wasn't even present at the time the sexual assault happened. The assault charges were made. The Bills wound up cutting Matt Araiza because of it. Later, the woman dropped Matt Araiza's name from the suit. He sued her for defamation. They settled out of court, with Araiza agreeing not to sue her for defamation any longer. In my opinion, knowing the facts of this Araiza situation, I believe he was completely exonerated. Yet he lost 2 years of his life, basically. And now, heretofore, Matt Araiza will be known as a guy who sexually assaulted a woman. Because nobody, I don't know, actually reads the facts. They just know the name Matt Araiza, sexual assaulter. And yet he has no recourse and no way to fix that. He has no way to get his good name back. Who are you, Trevor Bauer? This is a problem. I am so happy for Matt Araiza today that he signed with the Kansas City Chiefs, who gave him an opportunity. Now, the opportunity comes at the cost of a Pro Bowl kicker who is going to be an unrestricted free agent. Okay, that's the business of the NFL. Matt Araiza is going to get another chance to pick up his NFL career. And Jake, I say this is another cautionary tale where if you are a male with athletic ability and prowess, you really need to watch where you lay down at night.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, he put himself in a precarious situation. And I think, yeah, I agree. He was exonerated. I mean, it's very clear what happened and frankly, what didn't happen in this case. But that doesn't mean that in the court of public opinion, you're all of a sudden innocent and people just assume that you're a good dude. And so to me, with this situation, if I'm Matt, I'm going into that locker room, putting my pads on, and I'm just kicking footballs. I ain't going to be seen out in public. I'm not going to be doing anything for a while. I'm going to be focused on my job. I'm going to be focused on just staying on the straight and narrow for a while and making money. That's it. That's what I would be doing if I was him. And that's really unfortunate because, again, you were exonerated. It's very clear what went down here, but that's how our country works, man. See, look no further than what Trevor Bauer did that was legal that we just don't like, that the public just thinks is terrible. That's the Trevor Bauer situation. Now, I think Trevor Bauer gets back into the league just the same way Matt did, but it will have taken him 4 seasons now or whatever it's been. And that's the shame in it. So I think it's easier for a punter to get back in the league, a kicker, a special teams guy, someone who's not a franchise level quarterback, the way Trevor Bauer was a franchise level Cy Young caliber pitcher. It's easier for you to get back in the league because you're not on the news constantly. But that said, they're still paying a heavy price, and there's no way around that.
I'm telling you, and we talked about this before the show when Jake was still in a shitty mood. What did I say to you before the show? Hey, man, if you have sons and if you have daughters, you better be talking to them about Matt Ariza. And I hope you talk to them about Trevor Bauer. And I hope you have talked to them about all these situations where you have false accusations against prominent male athletes for the purpose of extorting a financial payment. And it appears that that's why Matt Ariza was in this situation. That's my opinion, because what else could it possibly be? I think you're looking at a situation where Matt Ariza never got a chance to kick in the NFL, never got a chance to legitimately punt in an NFL game because a woman now falsely accused him of being involved in a heinous sexual assault. And how is he supposed to defend himself? Because in this country, if you say, no, I didn't do that, you're guilty until you're never going to be believed to be innocent. And yet here we are. We don't know this girl's identity. We'll never know this girl's identity because she's allowed to file Jane Doe. Now, 9 out of 10 times, I think that's important because I think in especially in sexual assault cases, we vilify the woman. We do. And I think the ability of women to keep themselves private, especially with prominent male figures, is incredibly important. If we learned anything in the Harvey Weinstein case, it's incredibly important. But in this situation, when you falsely accuse somebody, they should have the right to out you by name and sue you for those charges. Because this cat's never going to make that money back. Mm-hmm. I don't care how you spin that. He hasn't punted in the NFL since the summer of 2022. In preseason, when he was cut and assumed to be guilty. Who's going to make him whole for that?
Nobody.
Who's going to make Trevor Bauer, who can't get an MLB job, who's going to make him whole? Nobody. That's who. And I think it is remarkable that we're in a situation where this goes on and it is unchecked in our legal system. It is unchecked. And I don't know. I don't believe we're in a situation from the evidence that this girl was or was not attacked. But now you falsely accuse Matt Ariza. How are we supposed to believe anything she says in the remainder of this case?
I completely agree, man. Completely agree. And
did she accidentally get it wrong?
No. She knew what she was doing. Like, you don't get the benefit of the doubt. You knew what you were doing. You knew who he was and the money he made, and like you knew that, man.
We have a problem with sexual assault in this country. I don't know, and I know that it's not popular to talk about this, and guys don't like talking about it. We have a problem with sex in this country. We have a problem with it in it's one of the reasons, and I'm not trying to go down some rabbit hole, but one of the reasons organized religion is such a problem is because we shame people. We shame Trevor Bauer for being whatever it is he is in a bedroom. But you know what? I know he's not. He's not a felon, and he's not a sexual assaulter. What you do behind your closed doors is up to you. As long as it is mutual with consenting adults, I don't give a damn what you do. I really do not. I am not the guy who's going to vilify people for their sexual preferences. I don't care. Yet in this country, we shame people. In this country, we promote pornography and sexual imagery to young boys. And what do you think is going to happen? And then when that young boy goes to college and is one of the best punters in the country, finds himself, trapped into an allegation, he has no way to defend himself, and he'll never get away from it. It pisses me off to no end, because I look at real sexual assaults. I look at, Brandon Butler took the words out of my mouth. This Vince McMahon thing. Did you? And we contemplated putting the Vince McMahon texts on the show. Google search Vince McMahon text messages. And just ask yourself, what on earth were you thinking, dude?
You weren't.
And you're right. That case, we need to protect the women in that case. In my opinion, Vince trafficked a woman. Probably more than one. Anytime you get into, look at Harvey Weinstein. Wow, those first two allegations, man, it's an iceberg. And most of it's underwater because you never see it. You never hear about it. You don't know it's there.
Yeah.
And it just, yeah. This is becoming a regular occurrence in our country, and it's incredibly frustrating.
No, I completely agree.
Wasikowski, I can think of another situation right now that involves a prominent figure being falsely accused of assault. But it's Friday.
What is it?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about, dude?
Big Daddy Magic, I just think, God, Victor, the sex symbol of the NBA uses common sense. I'm like, we don't need to bring up Josh Giddey. It's fine. He's looking for the one and not a hoochie coochie mama who just got passed around. Okay.
Good talk.
Shouty, good morning. Sean Rollins, McMahon had help and they need to be punished. Yeah, they do. Wrestling.
Yeah.
Wrestling is what it is. And I don't know why we do that. The other thing I don't understand why we do. Did you guys hear about this Charlie Woods thing yesterday? And yes, I'm trying to delay talking about the Utah Jazz. Charlie Woods was trying to qualify for a PGA event, the Cognizant. There's a process by which you can play your way into PGA tournaments. And he did not play well. 16 over 86. Did not qualify. Did not come close. I think the winning score was -4. He was plus 16. Just 20 shots short. Ever so not close. But can you blame the kid? Because he had a group of teenagers and adults following him around the course. He hit an errant shot into a bush, and an altercation ensued. Now, there's several versions of the story out there, but it sounds like there was an aggressive autograph seeker who wanted Charlie Woods mid-round to sign a copy of Tiger Woods' book and sign a golf ball that they picked up of his that was in a bush. And people were getting upset. Like the adults are, hey, what are we doing? What do we do? The kid, and I don't understand this golf thing because we don't do this to football players or basketball players or baseball players. You understand that in golf, you get much closer to the athlete. But do you not understand they're out there making a living? Charlie Woods is trying to qualify to play in a PGA event and make multiple millions of dollars. And you're more worried about him signing an autograph during a round of golf. Have you no idea that he's working? And yet, here we have it. And it's not just kids, it's adults. trying to get involved in it. This blows my mind.
Well, I think for Charlie, it's, I hate to say this, but if I'm Charlie, I'm not surprised. I think, this comes with the territory of being Tiger's son, and
It does.
And I love that Charlie's doing this at 15 years old. I love the veracity.
I don't love it.
I do. I respect him for it. I think, you can only play with dad so long. At some point, Charlie is going to start venturing out. And I think Charlie is beginning to understand that Tiger is fading pretty quick here. And he only has, a handful of tournaments left, probably. It's hard to say, but you guys understand that Tiger's at the end here. And I think for Charlie, he understands that his time is coming. It's not here yet, but it's coming. And I think the difficult part is that, again, Charlie is never going to be looked at like some rando on the course who nobody knows about. Charlie Woods, like, you can't kind of have it both ways. And I'm not even saying Charlie's asking for this, but I think in life, you can't have it both ways. You can't go out to these father-son tournament situations and, both be wearing red and do all these cool things together. And then when you go and try and make the cut on your own and you really are, playing your first major stroke play event for the PGA Tour, you're trying to get into a tournament, you can't be surprised when the crowds come for you.
Well, and the reports say beyond the people going into the bush trying to steal his golf ball, which disappeared, they never found it. Fans ignored requests from officials and then got mouthy with them after being told to stay on the cart path and got too close to Charlie, who had his own security detail and a sheriff with him. Fans demanded an autograph. A grandmother pulled her granddaughter out of school to join a pack of 50 fans on the back nine, following him around, hooting and hollering. And I'm like, I just don't understand the obsession with it. I get it. I get it. And I probably should.
I mean, it's low cash. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I don't know. That's what I always say, man. And it is this whole thing where it's utopic and, I expect way too much from people. But can you not just go and appreciate the kid's ability at such a young age? Like, can you not just go, like, do you think that this cat just rolled out of bed and was able to do this? I mean, this guy puts in work, dude. Like being able to, even the score he shot, an 86 is no joke. Like, I understand for him that's terrible and embarrassing by PGA standards, but at 15 years old, you can shoot an 86 on a PGA Tour level course. That's pretty damn good, dude. That's pretty good.
Mark Klee, good morning, guys. First morning live since the transition. I see it looks like y'all went back to the old wall wrap. No, I wish, because that's
a new wall wrap.
Several $1,000 investment of a brand new wall wrap and lights. And, I wish it had, OG Gary, once there are severe consequences for false allegations, it'll stop. And I mean severe. There needs to be. There absolutely needs to be. There's just no doubt about it. Yes, Mike Smith, Duke Lacrosse. Absolutely. Sean Mierzinski, I get his dad as a prominent figure and all, but why the fans acted the way the fans acted was just not cool. But that's some golf fans, the way they are. I think he's too young. He's not ready. I was tweeting about this and people gave me a ration of crap about it. He's not ready.
I think I agree with that, but I think the hard part again for Charlie is there is no getting ready for Charlie. He doesn't have the luxury of going and, again, of being anonymous, if you will, of being someone who is just a rando on the course.
Just go play high school golf, then go play college golf. Then when you're physically and emotionally mature, get on the PGA Tour. That's it. That's the entirety of the path. Why at 15 years old are we putting this kid in an open qualifier? And granted, there were other junior golfers there. And that's what he is. He's a junior golfer. This qualifier was in Florida. He knows the course exceptionally well. But it's wild. That's all. I'm not trying to have some debate about, I guess. It's wild to me.
Yeah.
It is. All right. The Monty Show, as always, presented by our good friends at The Advocates, theadvocates.com. The best injury attorneys in the business.
When you've been injured in an accident, you need a lawyer. And you deserve an advocate. Speaking with an attorney is simple and 100% free. We're available 24/7 for your convenience, and we'll take on the claims process so you can rest easy. You deserve an advocate.
Yes, you do. Theadvocates.com. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. You can chat with an attorney 24/7, 365, and it won't cost you a dime at theadvocates.com. Is Salt Lake City a major league sports town? I live here. I've lived here for a decade now, I guess. I don't believe that it's a major league sports town. I don't. I love Major League Baseball. I've told you that. I love the NHL. I think you guys know we're hockey nuts. I love it. This is not an NHL town. And anybody telling you that the state of Utah should spend $1 billion in taxpayer money to subsidize a billionaire building a new arena in downtown Salt Lake is out your goddamn mind. And I know that we talk about this on a regular basis. But let's just get one thing very clear. You, me, no taxpayer should be putting money into Ryan Smith's pocket so that the owner of the Jazz and a potential owner of an NHL franchise can have a new arena. And it is our money. Let's not joke about that. It is a statewide hotel tax that is being proposed. Over 30 years, the payback could be $1 billion. And the creation of a entertainment and sports district in downtown Salt Lake, over 50 acres, with a hotel tax that I'm going to pay. As somebody who travels this state to go to parks, play golf, I routinely go down to St. George, as you guys know, going in 2 weeks, going to stay in a hotel. Why is my tax money going to pay for a new arena in downtown Salt Lake? And I am a passionate believer this is not a professional sports town, and Ryan Smith is not the right guy to bring the NHL to Salt Lake City. Jake, am I wrong?
No, I don't think you're wrong. I think that, yeah, the premise of, hotel tax, and I'll just read to you the taxes, all these different taxes, because I think it's kind of astounding how many different taxes we're talking about raising here. So you've got the hotel tax, sales and property tax, energy tax, telecommunications tax, and like he said, resort tax. That's a lot of tax, dude. That is a lot of tax that you're having to work through the state legislature in Utah to get $1 billion approved for this new building. And what bothers me is, I guess the concept that, that Salt Lake is a major market when there's nothing wrong with it not being a major market. Like, if you've ever been to Salt Lake, part of its magic and part of its, what should we call it? Beauty, I guess, uniqueness, if you will, is that it's not LA. It's not Denver. It's not like Salt Lake is a very unique place with the way it feels and the fact that you can live here, but it's not some major metropolitan area. Like, it finds this nice balance between everyday living, but also feeling like you're not living in a huge city.
That's right.
And to me, this was never, like, we get asked all the time, why do you guys not like Ryan Smith? And what's the deal with Ryan Smith? It's not about Ryan as a dude. I have no issue with Ryan as a dude. I'm not talking about that he's some terrible person or anything like that. I'm sure he's a perfectly nice guy.
Yeah, it's not personal.
It's not personal, but when I look at this situation, what I don't like and what bothers me is that we're sitting here looking at this legislature in the Utah Assembly talking about $1 billion in tax revenue and increasing taxes and pushing down the pressure on people who live in this state so that we can build a new building where the Delta Center currently is, because Ryan Smith wants to bring an NHL team to this town. And the problem is, Ryan's going to tell you that they're prioritizing the Jazz, that the mission is to win a championship with the Jazz, that we're going to do everything it takes to win a championship in that organization. The problem is your actions don't line up with your words. And so that doesn't make you a bad guy, but I don't have to play nice in the sandbox with Ryan. I'm somebody who's an NBA fan. I've been an NBA fan since I was a kid. And I've seen how teams win and how teams lose. I saw how the Lakers came out of the Kobe and everybody else era and how they turn that thing back into a winner. Like, the formula is not difficult to understand. And so what I've seen take place is Ryan buys the Jazz, tells us he's carrying the torch from Gale in the Miller family, and that they're going to do everything it takes to win a championship. You went and got Danny Ainge, you went and got D Wade, you got rid of Dennis Lindsey, you sold Don and Rudy, and you stopped. You stopped. And now we've taken a left turn into, I want to bring an NHL franchise here. I want a new building. Like, you're doing the things that are the opposite of what you said. And that's the part that bothers me. You're not spending money on the Jazz. You're not trying to win with the Jazz. And, now we're in a situation where now I get to see articles about billion-dollar legislature that taxpayers get to fund. I'm not a big fan of that. Instead, what you should do is you should put your money into the Jazz, go win a championship, grow the brand, make your money by doing that, and then bring an NHL franchise here.
I am of the belief that there are multiple conversations here. Number one, Ryan Smith is not doing what he said he would do. Period. Full stop. That's, to me, that's number one. You're asking, as a billionaire, the state of Utah to give you $1 billion and spend taxpayer money on an entertainment district that includes a building for you and your wannabe NHL team, which has not come to fruition yet, but I think could be, likely, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll do nothing about homelessness. We will do nothing about the opioid and drug addiction problem in this state. The countless issues that we have with water and sustainability, we'll do nothing about that. But we're going to spend $1 billion of our money, taxpayer money in this state, to build an arena that we don't need. What happened to Draper? Oh, but it's for the Olympics. That's the other thing I'm tired of hearing. Oh, the Olympics. Okay, the Olympics are going to come and go. And my $1 billion taxpayer money is still going to be sunk into your building. Why are we subsidizing billionaires? He's supposedly this billionaire. You haven't won, so you don't have public sentiment on your side. And I think, much to your point, you sold Don and Rudy and you haven't put $1 back into this team. You haven't put $1 back in. Oh, but the renovation of the arena for the All-Star game, which made you money.
And by the way, doesn't the NBA give you money to do that?
He gets a certain percentage of the renovation to bring the arena up to All-Star level.
And
but
by the
my
way,
point
it
is,
looks great. I just want to point that out. It does look nice.
Delta Center's a really nice building.
Yeah.
Is it antiquated? To a certain extent, it is. Can it house an NHL team on the full time? No, it cannot. But my point is, there's not some huge swell of support. And I go back to Pat McAfee on this, because Pat essentially sat on ESPN for an hour and filleted Ryan Smith and talked about how the Jazz are amazing and they're super hot. They're not super hot. They've lost 8 of 11. They're out of the playoffs. They're under 500. You were a seller at the deadline. And Jazz fans are all pissed that I continue to tell you this is not how you build a championship. It's not how you build a championship. The fact that Walker was on the bench for the first half of the season plus, the fact that you are just now playing Taylor Hendricks and you're watching a kid that's a giraffe out there trying to figure it out, right? Like, this is not how you build a championship. You have to trade. You're not probably going to have great success signing free agents. You need to trade for superstars. They're never going to do that.
It bothers me that, I want to be really clear. I would be fine if you would just come out and say, yeah, the Jazz, the timeline with the Jazz to win a championship has definitely been elongated here. We're pushing that timeline back a little bit, because what we want to do for Jazz fans and really sports fans in Salt Lake is we want to create a new building where we can have hockey, NBA, and then obviously concerts and all the extra events that you could hold in the building. We want to do those things. We want to have an entertainment district in downtown, because that's the other thing I hear. Oh, well, downtown it needs help. It needs security. It needs, there are issues downtown. There's no question about it.
Why isn't the church paying for that?
I don't know.
And again, I'm not trying to turn this into anti-Mormon, anti-LDS. You have a free pass in real estate in this town. You have prime real estate in the center of Salt Lake City with Temple Square. Why are you not paying for that? Why are you not paying for that? Oh, because we don't know what you spend and don't spend. And you can't tell me the church is paying its fair share, because I don't believe for a second that they are.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we're in this conundrum where you now have a billionaire getting billions from the state to build an arena, and it's going to be a 30-year bond, essentially. It's a terrible idea. It's a business model that's never worked. It never goes well when municipalities give billionaires billions of taxpayer dollars.
And by the way, it's not like you own the team for 30 years, dude.
And the other part of this that nobody's talking about, this is a great place to live.
Yeah.
Well, at least it used to be. And why is that? Because we're sellouts in Utah. Sold out to the tech industry, sold out to the builders, sold out to the Qualtrics, sold out. We're selling out. And all we're doing is bringing everybody who hates California and hates New York City, and they're all coming here. And all of a sudden, we've got billionaire Ryan Smith. Oh, everybody wants hockey. People are passionate about hockey in Utah. Oh, really? Since when? Since when? Where is it? Where's the groundswell of support? We've got to have the NHL here. Where is it? If this is a pro sports town, why do we not have an NFL team? Where is it? If this is a pro sports town, why are we not, like in first place for a major league franchise? Oh man, Salt Lake City got to have a major league baseball team. Do we really? There's a lot of days where it's not like the Bees are banging down, like attendance records. Now, I think they averaged 5,800 fans last year. Not bad. But what are you doing with the Bees? The Miller family is moving them out to Daybreak, out into the middle of a planned housing community. You're going to build a baseball stadium that, in my opinion, is going to destroy that community. I don't think it is. I think Daybreak will forever be ruined by putting a new ballpark for the Salt Lake Bees.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to build a major league park. So we're going to take up more land and more resources, which we don't have. I think everybody has this belief that Utah is just, where the cows go to roam and shit. Well, I got news for you. There's no room to roam. Not in the valley, there's not, because we just build houses everywhere. We're running out of water again. Like I'm so tired of this idea that billionaires need billions from taxpayers to pay for their arenas. Why can't Ryan Smith, who, oh man, Qualtrics, Silicon Slopes, bitches. Okay, well then get your own money.
Get private money.
Get your own money.
Yeah.
Why do you need why am I going to pay a higher hotel tax in this state? Why should I pay more money to go play golf in St. George so that you can have an arena in Salt Lake City? What sense does that make? Makes no sense, because it's a state issue. State issue.
And then what I love is we get calls. People reach out and they're like, hey, why do you guys hate Ryan Smith? Why do you say he won't spend money? Why do you say these things? Because the behavior says that for us. We're not reinventing the wheel here. The behavior says, hey, dude wants money, dude won't spend money, and that's the long and short of it.
Why don't you?
Short of it.
Well, and again, I struggle with this thing where he hasn't won. And the obvious threat is, well, give me a new arena or I'll leave. Where the fuck is he going? Where's Ryan Smith going? Went to BYU. His business is here. His family's here. He's from here. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Do you really believe that the NBA would approve him taking the Jazz out of Utah? He's not going anywhere. He's a billionaire. Why are we subsidizing billionaires? When we have all of these issues, crime, homelessness, drug addiction. We have all of these issues. We have so many issues related to sustainability, because and Ryan Smith doesn't want to talk about this. This is not popular when you're asking for $1 billion. We have sustainability issues. We cannot continue to build condo towers and massive, but Monty, we're short of houses. Affordable houses. We're short of affordable houses. Not $1 million houses, not $800,000 houses. We need $300,000 new builds. We need affordable houses. Oh, but Monty, the mortgage rates. That's not the point. I don't care about the mortgage rates. You're building a ballpark in Daybreak where you can't break into Daybreak for pretty much anything under $500,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reality of it. We joke, who can afford to buy a house in Utah right now, especially in the Salt Lake Valley?
Yeah.
You're into it for $500,000 because we're building these behemoth homes with these huge footprints and tons of water consumption in these housing tracts, and we are putting them everywhere. And now we're going to rezone parts of downtown and give a billionaire billions because he doesn't want to spend his own money on a new arena.
I think the point about getting private money is the best one. I don't know why does it need to be taxpayer money? Why can it not be private money? I understand on some level you got to work with the municipality, right? I mean, you're talking about putting a new building where the Delta Center is essentially. That's what we're discussing here, where, hey, we need a new multi-purpose facility in downtown Salt Lake. Okay, I understand that you got to work with the municipality to do those types of things. Totally get it. But would it not be a stronger stance for Ryan Smith if he said, hey, Utah, I went out and I secured the funding to put together a building that is multi-purpose, NBA, NHL, every event under the sun. And by the way, as part of this project with the private money that I got, the private funding I got, we're going to improve the Trolley Square, essentially. We're going to improve that area around the building so that it feels better. It's more comfortable. It's more welcoming. Because if you've never been to downtown Salt Lake, the issue with where Delta Center sits, it doesn't feel the way it does in LA or Chicago.
No.
It doesn't have this nice, warm, sort of comfortable feel to it. It feels like you dropped an NBA arena into the middle of a rough neighborhood and you're like, hey man, like, where do I park? Like, how do I do this? Like, it's not.
Yeah, it's everything about it is awkward. Parking at the Delta Center is awkward. It is Union Square garages I'm not even disagreeing that you need a new arena.
Yeah.
Taxpayer money should not be used to fund that thing. You're a billionaire. You told us you were a billionaire. You tell everybody you're a billionaire. You flaunt your billions. Go flaunt your money and buy your own arena.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to do a land swap? Sure. Okay. Do you want to give him a price on a piece of land? Okay.
Cool.
Why do I have to pay for it? Why do I have to pay for that?
I don't think folks in Salt Lake were asking you for a new building.
But ticket prices are going to go down, right? Because taxpayers are paying more for this, so ticket prices will be more affordable, right? I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. Go ahead. Oh, that's right. They won't be. Concessions, though. Free concessions for the first 2 years the team plays in the new building. Oh, no, we don't do that either. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And again, I would remind you, who controls the media in this town? Yeah, that billionaire that's getting your $1 billion in tax money.
Ryan Smith.
Nobody speaks ill of the dead, right? Nobody.
Nope.
Nobody's questioning him. Why aren't you spending more money? Why are you not bringing in premier free agents? Why are you not trading for premier talent? Because they don't want to spend money. Ryan Smith it's the great free pass of the Salt Lake City sports media, who's never going to question him because he controls the radio here. He controls the TV. He's LDS, so he's in the community. He's a billionaire LDS guy. So he's got the backing of the church and the LDS community. He controls the narrative in the media here.
Yeah.
Oh, did I mention that because he's LDS and he's a billionaire, he controls the legislature as well? He has significant sway in the Utah state legislature. So
we're going to pay for his new building.
That's exactly right.
And by the way, while you're getting your checkbook out to pay for the new building, the Jazz are still not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, maybe we should go back to focusing on Utah or BYU.
Yep, I agree. Giggity, billionaire owners ask for public money, then turn around and make the millionaire athletes seem greedy when they want bigger contracts.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Robert Sarver. Adam Monks. Gail Miller and the Miller family have always done one thing and not the other. Nanny Soloff to Ryan Smith.
The hell does that mean, dude?
No idea.
What does that mean?
Clint Moses. I thought this was America. It is America.
Yeah, what does that mean?
I don't know what that means. Old White. Tell him, Monty. Hey, Monty. Brian Schutz says facts. Richard McDonald is a Utah native of 32 years. This has been a poignant program, boys. Ryan Smith is not for Utah. He's for Ryan Smith. I get so tired of rich people in this state trying to change it into something it isn't.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need your help.
And the thing is, like, Ryan
Right?
is a business guy. Like, I'm being serious. This is my general opinion. I do think the better path for Ryan, if he cared at all about anybody in this town, with all due respect, I'm just saying, this is how it makes me feel. It makes me feel like you don't care. It makes me feel like you just want to be seen golfing with the head honchos in the cool kids club. And then you want to go and get us to pay for $1 billion building. Do I want to sit in a new building? Yes, of course. Did I ask you to have me pay for it? No, I didn't. And I didn't ask you to go out of your way
But
to
we
build
were
a new
willing
building.
to, we are willing to pay exorbitant ticket prices for your building. As long as you pay for the building.
Like, it's not difficult to understand it, dude.
Pay for the building. I'm happy to pay ticket prices if my tax money, again, and this is, to me, this is the granular level. Think about if you want to, if Jim, Susie, and their 4 kids want to go down to Zion National Park.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to stay in the GZ. You're going to get a hotel.
And then drive in, have a great day with your kids.
You're going to pay a lot more for that hotel because now there's a tax for every night. What if you live in St. George and you want to come up to Utah and watch a Jazz game? Oh, you're going to pay a lot more because the hotel is going to be more expensive. Oh, but we're not going to allow you to stay in an Airbnb, though. We're going to limit those. Right? It's a no-win situation. So for me, at my level, it's wintertime in Salt Lake City. I go down to St. George to golf. Probably, I would like to go once a month, but there are certain people who are whipped, so they're not allowed to. I would personally go once a month, right?
Right.
Anyway, the point is,
Yeah.
I like to go down to St. George once a month and play golf. Now that's going to cost me significantly more money in hotel tax. And what it's going to do is, and I am a Marriott Bonvoy guy, it's going to force me to look at other properties. It's going to, like Copper Rock has Airbnbs on their course. If I'm going to pay a left nut to stay in a hotel, I'd rather pay a left nut to have a hot tub on the golf course.
Yeah. And stay in a, why would I stay in a hotel room, a tiny little room, when I could just pay more and stay at the Airbnb? Why would I do that?
Yeah.
And
I'm
by
not
the
doing
way,
it.
if that legislature gets passed, you're damn right I will stay away from hotels and I'll stay in Airbnbs instead. Because I'm not trying to support that.
Not doing it. Tanner Plummer says tax the rich. Well,
but that's not what this is about,
No.
dude. That's not the premise of the conversation.
the problem is when you allow a guy like Ryan Smith to not only put the pot on the stove, pick all the ingredients, and then control all the chefs. This is what happens. When Ryan Smith goes unchecked, because heavens to Betsy, anybody would ever question him. This is what happens. You're giving, let it sink in. You're giving a billionaire billions. When we're talking about a situation where can't afford to buy a house, millennials and Gen Zers are not buying homes because they can't afford it. We have and for those of you who don't know, Salt Lake City has a significant addiction issue. We have a homeless issue. We have a drug crime issue, which is not unlike a lot of metro areas, but we're talking specifically about Salt Lake and Utah. And we have a poor community here. We have young people that are struggling to figure out how to make a living. So let's just give $1 billion to the billionaire. You're giving $1 billion of taxpayer money to Ryan Smith. It makes no sense.
Don't get it. I do get it, but I don't get it.
Tax me to fix our sustainability issues. Tax me to help the homeless and the drug addicted in this town. I'm happy with that. Make the LDS Church open their books and pay the taxes they are required to pay, because they should not be a tax-free entity. Oh, we would never do that. But we'll give Ryan Smith $1 billion because he's a billionaire.
Seems like a good idea.
I hate it. Sandusky, Ohio, bro. Sandusky, Ohio has it on freshwater Great Lake, and now houses that were $100K 10 years ago are now $250,000 and rising.
Yep. Might want to buy a house now.
There's a lot of corners of this town where you can't buy a house for under $500,000. A lot. Wasikowski, is someone who hates the current state of his state, I have St. George as the top of the list for possible relocation by the end of the year. St. George is great.
Better be ready to pay.
Better be ready to pay. Shouty, Jerry Jones put his money to build Jerry World, a.k.a. AT&T.
And you see the freedom that brings Jerry? You can't touch Jerry Jones.
But look at the Rangers situation. Look at the Atlanta Braves stadium situation.
Look at the freaking D-backs.
Brutal. Brutal, man. When cities, counties, and states pay for billionaires to have new stadiums, it never goes well.
But didn't I could be wrong. Didn't Steve Ballmer get his own money for the Clippers build?
He did.
I believe he did. I could be wrong.
Look at the Rams stadium situation.
Yeah.
I'm fine if you're going to do a land deal. I want the stadium in Salt Lake City. Just off of or in downtown Salt Lake. I'd love it to be in South Salt Lake. Use some of the land that is dilapidated and downturned. Use that land to build a new stadium. I'm fine with that. Make Ryan Smith a sweetheart deal. I'm fine with that. Because if you don't make him a sweetheart deal, those abandoned buildings are still going to sit there.
Yeah.
Make him a sweetheart deal. Do not give a billionaire $1 billion. I would mandate if you're going to give him a sweetheart deal on land, mandate that he have community service and community action that makes a noticeable, tangible difference for the homeless, the drug addicted. Make that. Oh, we don't do that here, though. We don't do that here, though. But hey, have you found the Lord? Like, we'll knock on your door and talk to you about God. Unless you're homeless or you're drug addicted, then we don't really want to get near you. But we'll give a billionaire $1 billion.
Yeah.
That's the reality of life in Salt Lake City and Utah. It is. And we're not talking about southern Utah where there's large swaths of land. I'm talking about Provo North, where you can't drive the 15 corridor in the state of Utah and not see new builds. $500,000, multi-million-dollar homes all over the hills. All over the valley now.
Yeah.
But we don't have the water. We don't have and the worst part of this is what's happening in the canyons. What's happening at our ski resorts. They're all overrun. So our natural resources, which used to be the crown jewel of life in Utah, they're just being run over.
Yeah.
Disrespected, not thought about.
Yep.
The Miller family have always told the fans that they would come with a championship. Never happened. Here's the problem, though. And I say this all the time. Again, it's this ESPN ACC thing. Nobody cares about the fans. The truth is we don't matter. Ryan Smith doesn't give a rat's ass about fans because fans are sheep. You're going to line up. You're going to pay the hotel tax. You're going to buy tickets and you're going to pay $20 for a beer. You will. You're going to buy his terrible, ugly uniform redesigns because he told you to. His clothing line is terrible. You're going to buy it because he told you to. Because KSL told you to. KSL News Radio told you to. The KSL Sports Zone told you to. ESPN 700 told you to. The Pat McAfee Show slurping Ryan Smith as this transformative owner who's building a winner with the Jazz. No, he's not. Prove me wrong. Tell me how he's building a winner. All the pissed off Jazz fans who said that I was completely wrong about Rudy and Don. Did he replace them? Where's the money that he saved on Rudy and Don? Where's the money that he saved on Buckets O'Bench? Where's the money that he just saved on Kelly Olynyk?
Bogdanovich.
Bojan Bogdanovich's contract. Great point. Where's the money on all that? I know where it is. It's in his pocket. It's in his pocket. And you know why he's saving that money? Because he's hoping to get an NHL team. And do you really think that those NHL expansion fees or relocation fees are going to be cheap? He will have to buy, let's say it's the Phoenix Coyotes. That's money out of his pocket. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. That's Don and Rudy and Bagsnachevich's contracts. That's going to buy that relocation franchise.
Is that why Jordan Clarkson is still here?
Hey, by the way, what is he going to have to pay to build an arena? Where is he going to get that billions of dollars from you? You're going to pay higher ticket prices. You're going to pay a premium for hockey. And note what I said. You are going to pay, because you are going to pay. You're going to pay it. And your legislator is going to approve it. And you're not going to vote them out. You're going to be pissed at Ryan Smith when they don't win. What about your legislator who gave him $1 billion tax break?
You know, that person that's supposed to represent you.
What about that guy? What are you going to do about that? Nothing. Nothing. You're going to do nothing. You're tired of life in this country. You don't go out and vote. You're tired of taxes. You don't go out and vote your legislator out, your state senator out. But yet, hey, let's make sure that we make people put their IDs on file with porn companies,
Because, porn's killing people.
Let's make sure we don't have full power alcohol in this town. Hey, and we can't have gambling, but we'll give the billionaire $1 billion.
What a joke.
I mean, at what point does the stupid fuckery in this town end with giving billionaires billions?
It's crazy.
And I get it. It's an old boy network. And I get it. He's in the LDS community. And I get it. And I get it. And I get it. He gets whatever he wants, including great fellatio on the Pat McAfee show. But at what point do we get what we need? When is Slick going to be free for anybody who wants to get an education? Salt Lake Community College. When's that going to happen? Never. Never. When are we going to address the homelessness? When are we going to address the drug addicted? When are we going to address the free pass the church gets?
That'll never happen.
When are we addressing that? When are we addressing the cover-ups in the church? When are we? Oh, we're never going to do that because we're busy giving the fucking billionaire $1 billion. That's what we do.
Yeah, it is. It is.
That's what we do. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is almost Americana at this point, where municipalities suffer and are broke. Oh, but Monty, defund the police. Look at what the Democrats are doing. You think the Democrats are the one that are responsible for the crime in Salt Lake City? Hello, we're a Republican state.
Yeah.
And we've got terrible crime in this
We're
town.
a hardcore Republican state. Very conservative.
And we've got real crime and real addiction and real homelessness and real water sustainability issues.
Don't you love that? Hey, we don't have full power alcohol, but we have addiction issues with opioids.
Come on, man.
Come on, dude.
It's wild. Richard McDonald. Rich people don't build hospitals for poor people. They build hospitals to show poor people how great they are. They do. That's exactly right. Cancer. We're not going to cure cancer. No. Well, that's going to cost us money to cure cancer. We're not doing that. Come on. Are you kidding me? Guns help the healthcare system. Heard that argument the other day. Let's see. Mike Smith, Ryan Smith and the LDS Church is going to pull a Putin and have Monty ghosted for daring to speak to power.
But that's the thing we've been saying for years now. Saying it for years. And I don't care if it upsets the people at the Jazz or anywhere else in this town. He does not have the courage to come on this show.
He doesn't. He runs from it. And it's wild.
Come on this show and explain why we should give you $1 billion. Explain why you haven't replaced the roster. You want to do an interview with us? You want to keep the lifestyle stuff off the slate? We'll talk to you about the Jazz, and we'll talk to you all day about it because there's a lot to talk about.
Where's the Rudy money? Where's the Don
Where's
money?
the money? Where's the development? How in the hell did you let David Fizdale leave this organization? How does that happen? With all due respect, how does that happen? That's what I'm talking about. So, and everyone seems to forget that nobody talks about that. And then we wonder why development's not happening. You think throwing Taylor Hendricks in the starting lineup and just giving him minutes is going to develop him?
No.
Yeah, not. Sure. It helps. He's playing. That doesn't make a player better though, man. Like The guy doing tape review with him, the guy helping him with his footwork, the guy helping him with shot selection, those are the dudes that help you win a championship. And those guys left.
And really, yeah. Anyway,
it just bothers me to no end. I hate it's cool. Look, the last thing I'll say is it's cool if billionaires are going and doing what billionaires do, right? Hey, you're going and doing these projects. Okay, cool. Just don't lie to us about it. Don't try to trick us. Don't try to gift wrap it into something that it's not. Don't tell me there's a thirst for the NHL here. There's not, dude. There's not.
And to my guy Gerald on Twitter, who constantly DMs me about, well, he approved Rudy's contract. You always leave that out. What was it was like his third day in ownership. What did you think he was going to do? Oh, and then what did he do?
What's the point, though, that he approved his contract?
Well, because we say he never spends money. He traded that contract and never, ever replaced that money. And then the guy that the centerpiece of that deal was Walker Kessler. And now he wasn't even starting for most of the season. Yeah, so you fired Quinn Snyder and you hired Will Hardy. You saved money. You traded Don Rudy, Boyan, Kelly Olynyk. You saved money. You have Lauri Markkanen, your best player, on a sweetheart deal, like a great contract. You're saving money. Colin Sexton, you're saving money. Whatever your odd obsession with Jordan Clarkson is, you're saving money. Is what it is. And yet you'll defend him to the nth. Because there's nobody to hold him accountable.
Yeah.
You buy his purple jerseys. You continue to, yeah, I could go on. A couple more. Derek Roche says, preach, Monty. I'm just fed up. I'm out of patience.
I'm with you, dude.
I'm fed up on it.
By the way, when's the last time Ryan Smith, put out a video of him talking about these things? You ever notice that?
Because he doesn't. Why would he do that?
That's my point.
There's nobody holding him to account to make him do that.
Ryan doesn't want to talk to you. Ryan wants to say he went on the Pat show. Ryan, that's my problem, man. Just be accountable to the things you do.
The Pat McAfee thing is interesting because Pat likes to run with famous people. He does. And you went on.
Bless you, sir.
Thank you. You went on Pat's show. He came and sat courtside with you. You guys are all bro. You're not winning. You're not moving in the direction of winning. And yet you go on the largest sports talk show in the world and the host, oh, you guys are great. You're red hot. The Jazz. You guys are on the way to winning a championship. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. He has zero accountability. All the Mormons have money for his gaudy, audacious bill. It's not even a modus operandi of the LDS church. It's not. The issue, hey, if you are LDS, I have no issue with your faith. None. You're not nonprofit. Stop it. Pay your taxes. Stop covering up your scandals. And put money back into the community and help the homeless and the drug addicted. The LDS Church, for those of you who don't know, has the greatest real estate. Their realtor must be fucking unbelievable. You ever drive through Salt Lake City, do it at night, and just notice all of the Mormon LDS temples.
Bro, that realtor, dude made bread on those temple deals.
Have you seen the temple in South Jordan, like in Daybreak? You think that's a valuable plot of land? Have you seen go? They're across the look at
the one they built.
Look at the temple in San Diego.
Bro.
Look at the temple in San Diego. Look at the guy. They must have. I don't know. I don't know how their realtors get those land deals done. And it's like, all right, this land's worth $56 million. Well, you know what? How about 15 cents? Okay, done. Great. Where's the contract? Send it over for signature. Well, it's wild. The real estate leverage that the LDS church has globally. It's crazy. And in this town, it's to the nth degree.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not LDS. I'm not in the community. As some have accused me of being a 50-year-old fat Mormon who's going to die soon. Hey, it is what it is, right? And I am not generally impacted by the LDS church here.
Right.
We don't get now. It used to be when I lived in Sandy, I got invited to chicken dinners on Thursday nights. I don't get invited to chicken dinners anymore. Right? The church, they leave you alone. It's not like they're, it's not like they're, hey, Monty, we got to talk about, they don't care.
Yeah.
You're free to, and it's because the young populate, but whatever. All I'm asking you to do, stop hiding your scandals, start paying your taxes, and start giving back to the community. Because you get way more than you give. That's all I'm asking for. You tax big companies because they quite often are owned significantly by foreigners, and they're spending profits overseas. Well, okay, that's cool. And donuts, Monty letting it rip. This is why we watch. Appreciate you and donuts. I used to live in Salt Lake by the U, but the homeless crisis for the size of the city is really bad. Oh, it's an epidemic.
It's crazy, dude.
The crime and I love the best Mexican restaurant, in my opinion, on the planet is Red Iguana in downtown Salt Lake. You have to be very careful when you go there, especially at night, because it's so that the crime in the homeless community is in North Salt Lake and in South Salt Lake it's horrendous. It is really, really bad. I was actually surprised by how bad it was, but yeah, around canyons and PC, you never see anything like that. No, because Park City is a different world. It is a different existence. No, they won't. That's American as pie. It is true. It is very American. I agreed. We built this temple on NIL.
Dude, you're not even kidding, though. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, good Lord.
In God's name, image, and likeness.
Giggity says those temples can be seen from space. I'm sure they are. Utah Home Loan, thank you for calling out the LDS Church. Well,
I mean, that wasn't
it's
really
a
the
huge,
mission,
but
dude.
it is a huge part of the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, it is a big part of it. I think that, dude, that's what I'm saying, man. And like, if Ryan, you're listening to this, dude, like, hear me clearly, bro. It's not personal, but damn, you have got to understand your people here. Like, lying to the people and saying they're thirsty for NHL is really stupid, because I don't care who you are. You're not putting out a survey that says at Salt Lake that 70% of Salt Lake wants an NHL team.
He is a marketing genius. I will give him that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is.
Let's see. I saw that. Yes, you can see him from space. Waiting on Jake playing the sad song so Monty does his Dear Lord take. No. Not doing. Wasikowski, Mike Ilitch is God tier. Mike Ilitch is the owner of several sports teams in Detroit, while Ryan Smith is Sunbelt Conference tier.
It's not about insulting Ryan.
It's not.
It's not about that. I'm not trying to throw shade at him, but I'm holding you accountable, dude. Like, I see your actions and I see your lack of actions in certain directions. And you're showing me what you're actually about. And this is what I think we don't understand as sports fans. Oh, young Utah buys the Utah Jazz, Cinderella story. Oh, we're 4 years removed from that now, or whatever it's been, 3 years.
Yeah.
And now we see what it is.
The Mormon church is building temples next to where I used to go to junior high. It's insane the amount of temples they are building. It is wild, Tanner. I agree. He says, Monty, how many missionaries have knocked on your door? Not many. Although we have an epidemic of kids knocking on our door and running away right now. It's weird. Happened again last night. It's weird. Richard McDonald, do y'all remember the scripture about Jesus breaking bread in the giant temple? Oh, me either. Seriously. Let's see. Wasikowski, man, this show is going to need some tampons after November, I have a feeling.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Like, what are you talking about, dude?
You know, Big Daddy Magic. Hey, playa, we people. You are people. Roche, the church paid $5,000 for me to go to rehab about 15 years ago. I told the bishop I was addicted and he volunteered it. Great. We need more stories like that.
Yeah.
We do. OG Gary, we got to corner Ryan and ask why he's ducking and dodging Monty. That's what I'm saying.
And there's no question. I mean, he refuses to come on the show.
And we've asked 100 times. We won't do it.
Easily.
I'm waiting for missionaries to knock on my door. I always have yard work I can use some help with. Okay.
Savage.
Has anyone heard of hobo ditching?
No.
What is hobo ditching?
Tanner?
Dakota Tubbs, not Mormon, but would love to design a Mormon temple. Gorgeous buildings. Oh my God.
Yeah. The beauty of them is not in question.
Yeah.
That's not the conversation.
At all. All right. Real quick. Can we end the show with talking about desserts? Because then we got to go. The Choco Taco's back.
Mm-hmm.
Jake sent me a nude the other day.
A nude?
Of smearing a Choco Taco on his, on his back knee. I don't know why.
Macaque.
Are you excited about the Choco Taco coming back?
I've never had one.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that.
They're amazing. I hope they come in the same like shiny foil wrapper.
They look great. They look bomb.
Yeah. Wow. The Thunder are waving Pokashevsky.
Why?
Kind of surprised by that. They're really good.
Yeah.
I won't eat them. Ice cream is not good. But it did make us wonder, what is your favorite dessert?
I'm an Oreos guy all day. Double stuffed Goldens.
That's your favorite dessert?
Yeah, dude. That's my go. At the store, that's my go-to. 100%. Now, I love cheesecake. Always down for a good slice of cheesecake.
Adam's peanut butter cheesecake.
Yep.
Man, I have Mrs. Monty and I don't know why I'm staying away from yogurt right now. I'm in a weird place mentally, and rectally too. But the point is, I love yogurt and blueberries. If you give me some Oikos 000 yogurt with blueberries all day. That's probably my go-to dessert right now.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're talking about sugar death machine kind of food,
yeah.
I'm not kicking an ice cream sandwich out of bed. I mean, cookies are always good.
Yeah.
But Oreos, once in a while, Oreos are good.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not like a Klondike bar guy.
No.
I'm trying to think, what's the bigger ice cream sandwich that we always get? Big Boy or
oh my God.
Go Daddy?
No, it's
those, I love a good ice cream sandwich. And if you give me a chocolate chip cookie ice cream sandwich, dude, I'll approve your billionaire for the billions guy. Billions for the billionaire.
Fat Boy.
Yeah, Fat Boy will approve your billions for the billionaire.
Yeah, dude.
I do love me a chocolate chip ice cream sandwich. But I think, and it's disappointing that the Cheesecake Factory has stopped offering. Yeah, I saw that picture of James with his fillet of fish. Stop! Don't send me this. Like, you're these,
dude.
Anyway, I miss the caramel apple streusel cheesecake at Cheesecake Factory. It was bar none the best cheesecake they've ever offered, and I love it. Now, for my birthday, Mrs. Monty and Jake got me a slice of banana cream cheesecake. That was all right.
Yeah,
not bad. But I don't know, man. I think give me chocolate cake.
Yes. Yes. All day, dude.
Welcome to the nightmare. Girl Scout cookies when they're in season.
Yeah, dude. Boxes and boxes, bro.
Where did the Choco Taco go? Away. Away. Brandon Butler, give me a good cherry pie. She's my cherry pie. Why am I hearing a Warrant song? He says exactly. It's fine. Mike Smith, Brandon going down to Uncle Tom's cabin. Okay. OG Gary. So we know Monty is willing to do nothing for a Klondike bar. I think Klondike bars are overrated.
They are.
I think they're overrated.
Yeah.
Ooh, drumsticks. I'm never kicking a drumstick out of bed. Drumstick, the ice cream cone with the chocolate on top.
Yeah, those are good.
I haven't had a soft serve ice cream cone in
I had one last year when we went to Disneyland that one night. Remember that? That one night where we stopped by the ice cream shop?
Yeah. Now a waffle cone where you eat ice cream with a spoon. I've had that.
Yeah.
A good soft serve ice cream cone.
So good.
Oh, I had one in Hawaii. I had one I had a Dole Whip.
Hey,
I had a Dole Whip.
Dole.
Oh, man. Mrs. Monty and I, absolutely. I have so many fond memories of
Stay hard.
You know. Let's see. Deb MCC, a slightly undercooked brownie is key to my heart. I agree.
Gas.
I totally agree.
Warm
100%.
brownie, cold vanilla. Let's go.
The Monty Show, presented by our good friends at Big O Tires and American Fork. Big O Tires and American Fork, your total car care experts. Find them on Instagram. Leave them a note. Do me a favor right now. Find Big O Tires and American Fork on Instagram. Say, heard about you on the Monty Show. Thanks for the BYG.
Yes.
That's all you need to write. Big O Tires and American Fork presents Jake Retzloff every Thursday at 7:30. Until Monday, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.